All right, it is our great pleasure to be joined by the pride of Bismarck, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Carson Wentz joins the show. But it's great to see you. It's been far too long. Just getting ready for another Super Bowl. Just give me the emotions on that.
Yeah, it's been quite the year. Obviously, it's been fun being a part of this organization. Not gonna lie, just the winning culture that they've established over the years. It's been fun to kind of see it firsthand and be a part of it. And yeah, it's a pretty special place, no doubt. And to be in this position once again is pretty special for sure.
It seems like a slam dunk, but on the outside, when your agent coming to you with opportunities and the Chiefs presented itself, was it like, okay, this is a no-brainer? What was the thought process?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously been a bit of a journey, roller coaster the last couple of years for sure. And so going from starter to last year, waiting, finding a job, being a backup this year, kind of waiting to see what that looked like too. And, I just thought it was a good opportunity to be a backup in a place that I could learn a lot and be a part of, winning culture. Obviously easy to say that now in hindsight too, being in this position going into the Super Bowl, but just learning from a guy like Coach Reid and being with Pat, it's been a lot of fun and definitely learned a lot of good things and had a lot of fun in the process.
Yeah, give me the insight. Just working with both of them. First with Andy Reid, who's just a QB guru. What have you been able to pick his brain about?
Yeah, I mean, he's just creative. Honestly, he's creative, and he gives his coaches and players a lot of kind of freedom in some respect and creativity to kind of just come up with some things. And he's not afraid to call it and think outside the box, which has been super fun. And he's really big on the quarterbacks having say. And so him and Pat work really closely together and making sure they know what each other likes. They're on the same page when a play call comes in. I think Pat can call almost half of them before coach calls them, type of thing. So he's really got a really good relationship with the quarterbacks and just a really good feel for the game. And that's probably what I've been most impressed with is his feel for the game and just within a game, just kind of knowing when to dial things up and all that stuff. So it's been fun to see and learn a lot from.
We see Carson Mahomes play every Sunday, but you're behind the scenes. What do we not know about him in his preparation of getting ready to get out there and playing?
Yeah, I mean, he works his tail off. He's in the building early, he's out of the building late. I mean, he works hard, and the game without a doubt comes to him naturally, but he prepares as hard as anybody I've ever seen, and so I respect the heck out of him for that. And he's got his same process no matter who we're playing, no matter if it's a short week, long week. He's got the same process that he goes through. And he finds a way to get himself ready. I think he takes some shots. He comes in, a little gimpy on a Monday or whatever, but he finds a way to get himself ready. He's always out there at practice, whether he's hurting or not. And so I respect him on that front for just the way he prepares and then just his toughness and his willingness to be out there, no matter what he's dealing with.
You mentioned that the game in Cleveland, he gets dinged up. You have to go in. Did it seem like surreal that he got hurt? Like what your mentality, I know you got to be ready to go, but what was going through your mind when he had to come out of the game?
Yeah, no, I mean it's a different position as a backup. I've never really I've only been a backup for so much. So just that situation of going in, unannounced out of nowhere is quite frankly foreign to me.
Yeah.
And so that was a different experience. But yes, it did surprise me a little bit. We had a 2-score lead, so if it was a little closer, I wouldn't have been surprised if he'd have said, "Nah, I'm going to figure this one out and fight it out." But that was a good experience nonetheless, for sure.
This now going back to the Super Bowl, and of all teams, it's Philadelphia. I mean, obviously it's got to strike you that this is, I don't know, meant to be, but your emotions of it's the Eagles on the other sideline next Sunday.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been asked a lot about it, and I'm sure I'll continue to be asked quite a bit about it. And at the end of the day, that seems like so long ago. I had 5 fun, awesome, great memories, 5 years there. But again, it seems like that was another lifetime ago, or a couple of them at this point. So excited for it. Excited to see the guys. Obviously, like you mentioned, this isn't my first Super Bowl, but first time I've been patted up. So I'm just excited to be on the sideline in a different capacity than I was 7 years ago or whatever it was. So yeah, it's obviously surreal. It's all those things, but once the kickoff starts, it's another ball game.
To have that perspective when you think back of that game in Minneapolis and not being out there, now look back at it, what comes to mind when I ask you about it?
Yeah, no, it was definitely kind of bittersweet. I loved winning, loved being a part of that team. That team was special without a doubt. The culture, all the guys, forever be be special group without a doubt. But it was definitely bittersweet. It was a dream to be there, and I was on the sideline with a cane and
Yeah.
and a brace and all those things. So it was just definitely a tough experience. So this one, being out there again, different capacity again, not starting, not playing, but at the same time, always ready, one snap away. So just a blessing to be there. It's hard to, in my 9 years being here twice is a blessing, and some guys go their whole career without getting this chance to be in this game and kind of see this experience. And so you gotta not take it for granted and appreciate it.
I was going to ask that. I mean, there are NFL greats that have never been there. This is your second trip. Just what goes through your mind when I say that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely humbling, and again, both have been different circumstances, all that stuff, and so it's definitely a blessing, and I'm fortunate to be here without a doubt. But at the same time, that was a big reason why I decided to come here this
Yeah.
offseason was because to have the chance to be playing in New Orleans this week, and so it's definitely surreal in that capacity, but at the same time, like I said, it's just something you can't take for granted because I remember that was my second year going. And it's like, okay, we're gonna be back, and here we are. I'm 4 teams later and all this stuff and finally getting another shot at it as a backup. So, you can't ever take any of these moments for granted and stay ready for them.
In your work week now, how, because I don't people understand like the reps you get, or how much do you actually get to rep? Is it limited, or how much are you on the field during a practice during a week?
Yeah, no, we're definitely still on the field. We still practice, as the season goes, we practice a little bit less, take some reps off, all that stuff. In terms of me personally, I'm running the scout team, so I'm always getting the defense ready. So actually getting reps at our plays, it never happens.
Yeah.
Other than that Denver week, the last week of the season, which all the backups were playing, that was pretty much the extent of once the season started, the actual real reps. But we make the most of them. We make the most of trying to help our defense get ready. It helps us get better too. We stay ready, and so. But that's just kind of the nature of it as the season goes.
It strikes me you have a chance to make NFL history to win 3 straight Super Bowls. You are part of college football history for a team that won 5 straight championships. That's never happened before. When I ask you that, what goes through? I mean, you have a chance to. You could be an ultimate trivia question answer there, man. If this happens
Yeah.
next week.
No, I mean it definitely puts things in perspective, and just to be grateful. I think I was talking to somebody about that the other day. Actually, Joe Tooney, who's I think going for his 5th, and he's just like, I'm fortunate. I was fortunate to be drafted in New England, and I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I was fortunate enough to go to a program. I chose to go to NDSU because I wanted to win and win national championships, and so that obviously worked out well. In this offseason, I chose to come to Kansas City to in hopes of playing for a Super Bowl in whatever capacity that looks like, and so those are choices. But at the end of the day, just fortunate to be a part of a special group in both scenarios.
To deal with what the last 4 years have been like, can you describe that personally for you, that have the kind of ups and downs that has gone on?
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a whirlwind, been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Different seasons come, and you never know what's next and what lies ahead. And you think and then the next day, the next day, something changes, and it's a business. You learn real quick it's a business, and I've had my fair shares of ups and downs, and different emotions along the way. But at the same time, I'm grateful, honestly, to be still playing this game that I love. I'm still confident in myself, still confident in my abilities. I'm only 32. I still feel like I got a lot of good years ahead of me. I've been able to be healthy the last couple of years because of the lack of playing and all that stuff. So, and then off the field, I've now got three little girls, my wife. Like it's been a whirlwind for our family, but those things really help keep it in perspective, and then just they're along for the ride with me, which has been a lot of fun.
How much, or have you heard from fans still in North Dakota about following your journey? I know you come back every summer as well. What that has meant to you, especially over the last handful of years where things have not been as successful as you hoped.
Yeah, the support from friends, family, just people back home always means a lot. I don't get back there as much as I would, as much as I would like to and hope to. One day when this game is over and behind me, I'll have a little more free time to get back there and see some Bison football games and all that stuff. But all that support's always meant the world to me, and to know that it isn't necessarily about wins and losses and my stats or this that. People just support me, the kid from North Dakota. That means a lot.
I got to ask, with the news this week of Randy Hedberg retiring, of what he meant to you. He came in, you were becoming the starter in 2014, being a North Dakota guy himself. How much do you attribute what he meant to you for your success?
Yeah, no, Coach Hedberg was awesome. I think when he came in, just getting to work together in that first year, we were I mean, more or less running the same offense, but still had a lot of tweaks and intricacies, and he was trying to learn it, and we were learning together, growing together. He was super helpful, and also was just super down to earth, and wasn't kind of let me be myself and play within my own kind of limitations and let my own personality kind of show, which I appreciated, and kind of let me kind of do my thing out there. But at the same time, offered great insight. And now he's, as everybody knows back there, he's coached some really good ones, and done a great job with each of them. So, yeah, sad in one respect to see him go, but at the same time, the man's had an unbelievable career, and I know everybody's grateful that he was able to coach as long as he did, and kind of pour his heart out into that program.
I was asking Easton this week. I'll ask you, did you know how much he played, that he made the NFL, like he was drafted? Did you know that about him beforehand or no?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It never came up. Like,
Yeah.
it's not something he talked about. Like, he was never, never wanted to talk about those things. But yeah, we were definitely aware, and definitely respected kind of what he did, his career, and how he kind of navigated, obviously getting drafted to the NFL, then the coaching circuit and all those things. And so, yeah, when he got there, it's clearly a great fit, and did an amazing job for however many years it's been now.
The fact that there's potentially sent 4 guys out of NDSU quarterbacks to the NFL because Cam Miller has a heck of a chance to be number 4. I mean, that doesn't happen anywhere. Just describe that.
Yeah, no, it's pretty. I mean, that's just a credit to the program without a doubt. Credit to the program, recruiting, all that stuff. Just even going back to before I was even starting. With Brock Jensen and guys before him, like, guys have been doing it for a long time, recruiting. Coach Kramer, all the great coaches that we've had over the years. Like, you can name so many people that played a part in that. But then obviously Coach Hedberg working with each of those is a nice little bonus to that whole equation too. So it is pretty surreal. I'm rooting for Cam. Maybe we'll see him on a Sunday or see him on a roster, whatever that looks like. But a heck of a career for him too. So excited to see what kind of the future holds for him. And yeah, it is pretty surreal to hear that about North Dakota State quarterbacks, all that fun stuff.
I'm intrigued to know just how much the guys talk about on Saturdays when college games are on, bragging about their alma mater. And I'm sure, just in the NFL. Tell me about that, the behind the scenes on that.
Yeah, no, there's guys take college football to a new level. I'm always chasing my kids on Saturdays and trying to be dad, so I don't watch college football quite like I used to. But whenever, this year I've had a teammate from South Dakota, a teammate from South Dakota State. So whenever we're playing those teams, I'm definitely talking through them, and all season long, Chris Oladokin's actually locker's right next to mine. And so when the Bison beat the Jacks, he's had a Bison flag in his locker for the remainder of the season. So I get to see that every day, which has been nice. And so always throwing friendly wagers like that, wearing another gear, all that stuff. So guys are definitely locked in on Saturdays, especially when we're at the team hotel and all that stuff. And yeah, it's been pretty fun.
You imagine, I know game day's crazy. Do you have a chance to see Dallas Goedert when you get there on Super Bowl game day, and what that interaction could be like?
Yeah, no, it'll be good to see him. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but we're definitely close when we played together there in Philly. And so there's still, it's a big turnover from when I was there, obviously, from that roster. But there's a handful of guys I'm excited to go see and say what up to, and catch up with real quick pregame, and then hopefully go get a win over them.
Before I let you go, bud, I really appreciate you giving us some time here. Just your thoughts. What do you think go through your mind before kickoff, being on the sideline on Sunday in New Orleans?
Yeah, once that kickoff starts, it's another ball game, and as a backup, it's one play away. So stay warm, stay ready, be locked in, and and be grateful, honestly, to be grateful for still playing the game, but also playing in this game specifically. And so, I'm ready, I'm locked in, and if I'm called upon, take advantage of it and have fun.
Has the phone been ringing for tickets? Have people been calling to try to get to the game?
It's a bit of a whirlwind, and for everybody, it's pretty fast and furious how quick we got to figure all those things out. So my wife and I have done a pretty good job balancing all that, and having friends and family there and all that stuff. So, but yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
It's great to catch up, bud. Thanks so much for the time. Good luck, and be well. Thanks for doing this, okay?
Always. Thanks, Dom. You take care.
Carson Wentz, Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, heading down to New Orleans as the Chiefs get set to take on the Eagles in Super Bowl 59. We'll take a break. Back on Hot Mic on WDAY Extra, Inforum.com right after this.